Hey, it's Jason Creel. How do you know if you're the right guy to start a lawn care business? You know, I think about lawn care. You know, it really is a great business to be in. There's a extremely high demand for lawn care services, and you know, contrary to what some people might tell you, you can actually make decent money in lawn care, and some people do fantastic. So, but you know, it takes a certain person to be able to run a lawn care business, and so not that only one personality can do it, but what I want to point out is some characteristics of a person. So maybe if you're starting a lawn care business or considering starting it, so basically my thought is one of the best business books that I know of is called The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber. Basically, E-Myth Revisited tells the story of a lady who grew up baking pies, and then she started a pie shop. You know, and what she realized was that she loved baking pies, but she got where she hated running a pie shop. And basically, the E-Myth is that knowing how to do a particular task is the same thing as knowing how to run a business that does that particular task. So, fast forward back to the question, perhaps you know how to mow lawns, or you enjoy mowing lawns, or you think you're good at mowing lawns. I think one of the things people need to realize when they enter a lawn care business is there is a difference in mowing lawns and being good at that and running a lawn care business. Now, obviously, that's a big part of it, is knowing how. Whether you know how or you have an employee who knows how, somebody needs to actually know how. So I'm going to approach it at this angle of you know, who's a good fit for a lawn care business. In the E-Myth Revisited, he talks about the three people who make up a business. You have your technician, your manager, and your entrepreneur. So, in the lawn care business, the technician, person doing the work. Manager, make sure everything, you know, manages employees, make sure everybody's happy, the customers are happy, everything's getting done. And then the entrepreneur is kind of the big vision where, you know, he's the one wanting to grow the company, trying to make more money. So, if you're starting a lawn care business, the tricky part is that you are playing all three of those roles. You are the technician out there doing the work, you know, usually. You are the manager, making sure that you're doing the work, that every yard gets mowed throughout the week, that the billing gets, you know, you're handling all the oversight. And you're also the entrepreneur with your marketing plan, trying to grow your company, as simple or complex as that may be for your company. Well, here's the problem. Not everybody is, or I should say most people are not very good at all three of those roles. You know, and that's why you see some people, they're just, the way they're wired, they're just a technician. They know how to do the work. They enjoy doing the work, but perhaps they don't like dealing with people. They don't understand marketing. They're not, you know, if that's you and you're a technician by trade, like the lady in the book, she liked baking pies, but she wasn't good at running a pie baking business. If you like mowing lawns, but you don't like dealing with all the other aspects that make up running a business, and even in a simple lawn business, there are other aspects to it, then it may not be for you. So, matter of fact, I think you'd be better off if you were the entrepreneur and didn't even know how to mow grass, but you knew how to run a business, and then you could find some people to actually do the work for you. You may be better off in the long run, but let's just say, so let me just explain this in terms of my business. I'm starting my weed control business this year. And so I work by myself. I'm doing weed control, also mowing some lawns. And so I'm all three. I'm the entrepreneur, setting up my marketing plans, how I'm going to get customers. I'm the manager. I handle all the billing. I make sure that a customer calls a complaint, I go out and address the complaint. and I'm the technician. I do the work. Now, is that what I want my business to look like forever? No, it's not. I don't want to always be that. So depending on how you are wired, what you're good at and what you're not good at, as the business grows, you need those three roles being fulfilled. And so you may gravitate toward one role than the other as the business grows. Now for me, I like the technician side. I like kind of being hands-on, so I do plan on keeping my hands in the business, but I think it would be a mistake on my part to be spending 40 hours a week doing that, because there's a lot of people who can do the technician side. There's not that many people who can do the managing or the entrepreneur side. So my goal is next year I'll probably be 100% technician again, or at least close to it, and still doing the managing, still doing the entrepreneur. By year 3, I'm hoping to back off, reduce my role as a technician, the one actually doing the work. Not that I won't be involved, because I will, but I still want to be 100% manager and probably 100% entrepreneur. You know, where's the company going? So anyway, what I'm saying is, if you're looking at starting a lawn care business, you have to evaluate, do I just like cutting grass? Do I just like the work, but I really don't understand the business side of it? Because, and let me say that, if that is you, it doesn't mean you can't have a lawn business. I see people like that, and I think most of the time they prefer to work by themselves, because if you're a technician, you really take pride in your work. A lot of times those type personalities have trouble handing that work off to someone else, because they know that someone else is probably not going to do it as good as you. So the catch is, until you hand it off to someone else, your business can never grow more than what you can handle. You know, I mean, of course you can hire someone to work with you and grow to some extent, but for me, trying to grow a weed control fertilization business, at least my plan is, there's going to be a day where I have employees who are out doing the work, and I am not directly overseeing them, as meaning I'm not riding in the truck with them watching everything they do. And guess what? They may not do as good a job as I could do myself, but I have to be okay with that if the business is going to grow past me. And I think that's what you see in the lawn business. I mean, how many lawn businesses are one-man shows, or at least one man with a helper, you know, or maybe two helpers, but never get past that stage. And listen, what I'm saying is, it's totally fine if that's what you want to do, be the manager / technician. But just understand, there is a limit to how much money you're going to make. You are going to get physically worn out because it is hard work. And there's not enough time, if you're being the technician and the manager, to really fulfill your role as the entrepreneur growing the business. So anyway, I hope this helps explain what I'm trying to explain. But you have to look at figuring out how to grow the business past yourself, and just where this conversation comes from. I used to get frustrated. I'd feel like I had a good year. You know, I'd have maybe a 3-man crew, and we were mowing about 100 yards a week. And you know, things were going pretty well, and making decent money. And it seemed like I would get to tax time in April, and if I had a good year, I would have to write a big check to the government, you know, to pay my taxes. And so it got somewhat defeating, because if I had a bad year, I didn't owe them much money, and if I had a good year, I owed them more money, and it just seemed like I ended up back in the same place a lot of times. Not that I wasn't making money, providing for my family and that sort of thing, because I was. But what I'm saying is, now as I'm approaching this again, I'm trying to grow the business beyond myself, which is, you know, for someone like me, I don't like letting go, losing control either, but I'm going to have to rely on my employees and learn to be a better manager of employees, learn to be a better businessman, and back off of the technician side for my business to really grow. So anyway, as always, appreciate your comments and thoughts, and continue the conversation that way. Thanks.